Good morning, and welcome to our spiritual reflections. So, what I'd like to bring today that I was reflecting on today as I woke up is the fact that where our power lies is in our ability to see and perceive something differently. Sometimes we can't reach outside of ourselves and change things that makes us feel better. Our power is in the ability to see things differently through what is called sacred eyes. You know, the time that we're living in seems to be such a time of such chaos. But when viewed in the light of the historical perspective, we can see that it represents not only the death of old orders, but the birth pangs of a new epoch, a new golden age that's on the horizon. Now, your five senses would certainly tell you that is not what is happening, because it only tends to see what is breaking down. But we who are entered into the higher parts of our consciousness, called the spiritual higher self, are able to change how we see things. So today I invite you that no matter what the world looks like to you today, that you can turn within yourself and find some wonderful innate spiritual tools that are available to you, such as visualization. The fact that we can visualize. We're the only species on the planet that has developed a part of the brain that is able to imagine. Imagination is a powerful thing. I was taught that imagination is some kind of a fantasy, but actually it's an ability to shift your perception from, say, something that is fearful to you to something that is evolutionary or a way in which is an opportunity to grow and to manifest. I happened to be walking through my kitchen just this morning and happened to catch the president talking to the UN. As I listened to him, I began to perceive it as a speech that was talking about everything in the world is politically not in unison with each other. But from a spiritual point of view, I realized that something is waking up. And that is the thing about awakening that I've been talking about lately is awakening is not awakening to some state of bliss where everything is great, but it's waking up to what's really going on that we have tried to bury and not look at. So I appreciate those that are awakening and seeing things for what they really are today and realizing that we are being called to come forward and to use these spiritual gifts that many of you out there may have learned. Maybe you've learned meditation. Maybe you've learned how to contemplate differently. You've learned how to use visualization. You learned how to use thought differently, more spiritually than fearfully. Well, this is our time to step up and to come into such a place. So we can see what is called sacred eyes. And the purpose of this time that's called the dark night of the soul, when the soul is causing us, making us actually to face the pathologies in which we have hidden for so long. We have tend to not deal with a lot of our emotional issues individually, collectively, as a nation, and as the world at large. We've tend to ignore them for things that we didn't want to see. But those things which we didn't want to see is now emerging and coming up to us, not as a way, now religion would say that God's punishing us because we've been really bad. No, I think this is a very wonderful thing that that which is hidden is being revealed today. And it says that. It says that which has been done in secret shall be revealed and shouted from the housetops. So if you interpret that, it means that all the pathologies are emerging on the body politic and we're seeing everything come forward. It's not a way to defeat us, but it is a way to give us opportunity to bring forth the healers of the world, those who are light workers and those that are spiritually ready to work with this world. You know, Einstein was very big on imagination. In fact, he said imagination is greater than knowledge. And I think that is so powerful. I know that when I started my company, So Energetics, of using vibration sound through tuning forks, it all came to an ability to imagine. I became like a child. And then the teacher, Jesus, said, unless you become as a child, you won't enter the kingdom. What that means is you become childlike. And children can take anything. They can pick up an old stick that you would throw away, and they can make a horse out of it and ride it around and imagine. And I think we've lost that, and we need to regain that in this particular time in which that we are living today. So it looks like we are sick in the night with paranoia, but actually we're awakening to the purpose and reason in which we are here on the planet. So I invite all of you to step forward and change your perceptions of what is happening in this world and see it more as birth pangs. We've all known our mothers, our wives, and sisters that have gone through childbirth, and we know what it's like to go through that labor, to go through the pain. But I've hardly ever seen anyone who went through that would regretted it once they looked at that baby. Or as it says, joy cometh in the morning. So I'm going to encourage everyone out there that joy will come in the morning, that there will be a rising of a new sun, of a new day that is coming. So stay encouraged, stay grounded in your spirit, use your tools of imagination, and I know that together we can cause this great shift into the new earth. Thank you.
Here I am, here and now, in this moment.